Just read a fascinating study that says meeting online leads to happier, more enduring marriages. So, some researchers from the University of Chicago and Harvard studied 19,131 respondents, and they surveyed them on where they met their spouse and the level of satisfaction they had with their relationships. What's interesting is that it's pretty counterintuitive. For example, people who met at work were much less happy than people who met on an online dating site. So they found that marital respondents who met their spouse online reported higher marital satisfaction. And that says the result was statistically significant even after controlling for year of marriage, sex, age, educational background, income, ethnicity, religion, and employment status. So they said the absolute best responses or the happiest marriages are people who knew each other from when they were young, grew up together. That was the best, people who grew up together. But they have a whole list here of the next best place. So what's pretty fascinating to me is that online dating was basically the next best place. And even more interesting, small online dating sites actually did better in creating happy marriages than Match.com or Yahoo or Plenty of Fish. So obviously I have an interest in these smaller dating sites like the ones we have. Places that were really not very good to meet were like a bar or a club. Those were the worst, or a blind date. So, a couple other little interesting things here. Was they asked themselves, why do people do better that meet online? And they had three theories. The first is that there's a greater pool of potential spouses online. The second was that because there's more people, you can be more selective, which is pretty obvious online with a dating site. Third, because online dating forces people to do somewhat of a disclosure. They have to put their age, some pictures. Even though people sometimes lie, what the research says was, laboratory research has shown that self-disclosures and affiliations are generally greater when strangers first meet online. So that's great news. People actually tell more of the truth about themselves when they meet somebody online than when they meet face-to-face. So, again, a surprising number of Americans now meet their spouse online. Meeting a spouse online is on average associated with slightly higher marital satisfaction and lower rates of marital breakup. So, if you're using a small online dating site like ours, you are in the right place.